Do you want to lead into my topic then?
Yeah,
Who's
if you reckon it
hottest
works.
Disney princess?
That's well,
Because the way they
Sean
draw
talked
some
about
of
this.
these characters is like Jasmine's up there. She might be the hottest. She's got that like she's cool.
Are we going to put photos on the screen as we talk about
And for the record, we'll do Disney Prince as well then maybe.
Alright.
Because Hercules will be up there, I think. You can't argue.
So
with that.
If you're into
Cosmopolitan
that.
actually did
What,
this.
to like the what do they call him? The Boy Scout?
Boy Scout?
Would you
What
call
do mean?
Hercules a boy? Like
Oh,
it's like
he's like a
Superman.
good boy.
Yeah, he's like a goody
Oh,
two
yeah,
shoes.
yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like has to help everybody.
Yeah.
But he
he's a
also
boy
like he could.
But he's
lift,
also
he
like
could,
the tank.
Yeah, he's jacked. He could like live. He could lift up the car. He's like Superman.
If you like a guy with 3 meter wide shoulders, sure.
Yeah, you could do that. Why wouldn't you?
You don't want to be able to wrap around them.
Well, I love like it's like this is what. Well, it's obviously not like the best thing now, but like I do like when people point it out. Is like this is why women have unrealistic expectations of their body,
Well, like
and it has
Meg.
like Jasmine's waist, and it's literally like that.
So
thin.
is Meg's,
It's like,
yeah.
yeah. They're just
She's got like
it's
the skirt
tiny.
like pops out at her waist, but her like midriff.
Meg from
eh?
Hercules.
Oh,
Make-
yeah.
They all
yeah.
have just such like thin
Like,
waist sort of thing.
This thin, it's crazy.
Which I never picked up on it as a kid, but yeah, because it comes from like it comes from almost like caricatures, the way they
Yeah.
over exaggerate body types.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
guys have the huge. I mean, and that's the other funny thing is like I never like was like, oh, I'll never look like Hercules.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he's.
I think the counterpoint to that
he's
is that the men are
huge.
ridiculous as well.
They're like ridiculous. They have
They have
small waists
tight
too. They're like
bodies.
that, and then they
There
have
was, like,
these,
triangular.
this massive
Yeah.
V with these huge shoulders.
Fuck that,
and,
it's
like,
impossible.
All the thighs and stuff like that.
So someone's actually like done rankings of the hottest.
Well, we're
It's
doing
kinda
our
creepy.
rankings. We're doing
All right. So who's
Again, this is
who's
why I
right at
want
the
a
top of your
whiteboard
list?
to like draw.
Yeah. I think Elsa's
Do you guys
want
wanna-
to... me.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, she's a bit plain, I reckon, in my mind.
I don't know. I like blondes.
What do you think of
Well, it's
Rapunzel?
like
then? She's
Yes.
like she's kind of young, but she's really cute.
she's pretty
and
young.
she's like
yeah. I feel
well,
weird saying... Oh, like,
She's
yeah,
cool.
Rapunzel.
I had a friend we saw that. Yeah, he was just like.
I
he's
mean,
like-
if she
he's
was
like,
18?
that's the hottest- he's- well, that's what my friend was like. She's like, that's the hottest Disney character. It's like settle down, like. It's just CGI.
And her hair's really long, too. I feel like that'd just get
Well, that's
in
if
the
you got
way.
into it. I feel like they're all quite young. Like, isn't Ariel like 14 or something?
Yeah.
Alright, this
yeah.
got-
Yeah,
this
they're all
took a-
doing that, like,
this
running
took
away
a
from
creepier
there.
turn than I didn't expect it to.
Okay,
I do think
assuming that they're
Jasmine's
all
probably the
over
hottest.
age, assuming that
Okay.
we don't have to be gross pedos about it.
Wow.
What about
Because this isn't sexist.
Pocahontas has really
This
nice
is just
legs.
ranking women. That's all it is.
Pocahontas has really nice legs. She's like running through the forest. Like does that song? I can't remember. It's like
I reckon Belle.
Mm.
Belle?
She's
The-
yeah.
she's
yeah.
Well, she's
I
like
guess think for
sexy
brown
'cause
hair.
she's so
Yeah.
intelligent as well.
I'm gonna go with Jasmine.
I'm thinking Meg. I love how sassy she is.
Probably yeah, it's neck and neck, but I think
She's great.
Merida?
No, don't be weird.
What?
With the curly
She's
hair,
young,
is
yeah,
that your
but-
type?
Well, yeah, a little bit.
She was like 12 in that as well.
She's not 12.
She's not 16.
Okay, assuming that she's overage. Which I said, so that we're not weird about
Alright,
it. Fucking making me feel
Alright,
so
well,
uncomfortable,
we
guys.
can go for Merida. Alright, sure. I'm not going to
Yeah,
judge you
yeah.
for the rest of your life.
Well, wait. Who's the other chick that's not Elsa that's in
Anna.
Frozen? Anna. She's the most bland, forgettable character
Yeah,
ever. She's got
definitely.
no like. I'm sorry for Frozen fans.
Short brown hair or
She's
something.
the
I
most
don't know.
like. She just does nothing.
She's kinda-
There's no. What's the word? Like
She's
depth
just
to her.
individuality.
She literally just...
Not like to
What,
her
you mean
character.
her character?
Her
or-
character.
Yeah, okay.
She's like there's no depth to her. There's nothing that makes her unique in any way. She's
think-
just quippy and annoying.
I think that was what they wanted her to be, though, because they like Frozen was like this new sort of like wave of Disney where they were like, "Hey, this is a Disney princess who's like so desperate to get married and be like the others," and then at the end of it, she learns the lesson and goes the other way.
Oh, so they made her intentionally boring and plain.
I think so.
Okay.
Because like all the other princesses kind of have their own thing going on, and then
Well-
they get married, whereas she was like, "I just want to get married," and then she saves the world.
Can we all agree right now? Tangled is a way better film than Frozen.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I can agree.
Yeah,
with
well,
that.
yeah.
Really?
I agree with that. Definitely.
Most people I've talked to like they're like yes, but like Frozen killed because I guess it was just so popular with kids.
I
But
guess.
Tangled, I think Tangled doesn't get as much recognition as it deserves because it really
Yeah.
brought Disney back. When it came out, it was like it felt like old Disney.
It did, yeah.
It was just like there was the songs are beautiful in that movie. The story, it went real dark at sometimes.
Yeah.
It made me cry. Like the animation was beautiful. It was like when they
They're
first
good characters.
they
really
they
good
took they
characters.
took they took
Flynn,
the
I
old
think, is
tradition.
one of the best characters as well.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
oh shit, he's up there for the princess. He's
He's
gorgeous.
sexy.
Fuck.
Oh,
great.
My
Zachary
Zachary
Levi.
has changed so much. But
Yeah.
We're in our element here.
What was I going to say? But yeah, because it was when they changed as well from the 2D to the CGI. They essentially took that formula and put it in the CGI animation, and it really felt... Because up to that point, they did kind of... The
Princess and the Frog was no good, really. I don't think in the box office or like...
Yeah, because John
yeah,
Lasseter...
people just... If you ask them to name Disney
most
movies,
people
just
wouldn't
forget
even
about
think
that
of
one. Yeah.
It was like a 2D one that came when 2D was probably done.
Yeah, that was kind
I
of
would
the
have
last
loved it to bring
nail
it
in the
back,
coffin.
but-
I loved 2D animation. I loved it, and I was so happy when they brought it back. But just nothing about that movie really appealed to me
No,
that
not
much.
really.
And I have seen it, but I don't remember much about it because that was John Lasseter said to them. Because up to that point, they'd done kind of weird films like Chicken Little and Meet the Robinsons.
Yeah,
and
that was so weird.
Bolt, which I actually don't mind Bolt.
I thought
But it's
Bolt
just
was
not.
good the
It's
first time I
not to
watched
the.
it.
It's not to the level of like their older stuff. And John Lasseter was like, "You guys need to go back to your roots," and so that's what they did. They went so far. They went back to 2D. They did Princess and the Frog. They did a Princess Story, and it just wasn't that great. I don't think. But
It
a
led
couple
into-
years later, they did Tangled, and that was like
Smashed it.
And then
That
was
great. And I think that
Merida
gave them the
after
confidence
that?
to do
Was
Frozen.
Brave next, or was Brave?
Brave
before?
was after Tangled, yeah, but Brave was Pixar. But
Oh,
I guess
okay.
she's just such a
It
good
was so
kind of
it's
character.
so similar though, like stylistically.
Well, that's
and-
sort of Disney and Pixar. They're kind of it's hard
Yeah.
to it's
It's-
more
it
it's
is
harder to
hard.
differentiate
Yeah.
them now because they both are doing CGI.
Fuck
And
that.
I guess Brave was a good character and a really
Brave
good
was
film
after
that
Tangled.
they nabbed her and were like, we're gonna put her in our Disney princess
So
catalog.
to rank those two movies though, I think I agree that Tangled is way underrated than what it should be, but Frozen I think had maybe the better twist. I don't know. It's hard for me to define what I liked about Frozen because it's hard. I don't even know if it's better, but there was a moment in Frozen where my heart stopped beating for like a second. I was like, oh,
The
crap.
twist, like with Frozen's old. We can say it. When
Yes.
what's his face-
Spoiler alert.
What's his face?
2000
What's his name?
fucking-
Hans becomes bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're just hating on it slightly more because it became such a ridiculously big
Yeah, and I don't want to
success.
fall into that trap. Like, I think it was overhyped, and I
Yeah.
think Tangled was underhyped, but I think they're
Necessarily
pretty much on the
means-
same
yeah.
kind of level, I guess.
I need to watch it back to back.
Tangled over there. I just think Tangled has so much more memorable characters and stuff like that. Like Flynn.
Well, I think Tangled focuses
and-
more because it's only the two,
and
whereas Frozen
instead of
has four.
Yeah, instead of a twist, it was more like there was a revelation that had to happen that you knew had to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Like Rapunzel finding out that her fake mother was evil, and
Yeah.
the whole time I was like, "How are they going to resolve this? Like, this is
Yeah.
such a dark thing. If you in real life found out your mother had been like keeping you enslaved to keep her young that whole time, and they dealt with it so well. Like the character's like crying and screaming, and she's like grapples her with the chains and throws her in the dungeon. Shit's got dark, man. The movie's great.
It is a great movie.
And all the songs are so like lovely and
They are
like
great.
and like the ending's so beautiful. I
And
mean,
there's some
yeah.
great big, like, I don't want to call them set pieces, but great big scenes, like in that
With
dam
the
and whatever.
lanterns and stuff.
And the
Like, that was
lanterns. The lanterns are
beautiful.
so iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. A lot going on,
It
didn't
was
they?
beautiful.
I was,
Yeah,
I
but
was, I was-
Frozen
when you
had that a
started
bit as
talking about
well,
it-
with the ice castle and stuff. And
Yeah.
that, I mean, Let It Go, we've all heard it a million times, we hate the song, but
Just-
the
everyone
scene
should
where
let it
she's
go.
like storming up that
Yeah.
hill and making her own palace, that's cool.
That
I mean,
is
that is
cool.
cool.
I mean, and there is, I mean, Frozen, don't get me wrong, like, I enjoyed Frozen, but I remember when they put the poster out, and it looked like copy and paste Tangled, though, I remember.
Yeah.
Like, Anna and Elsa looked just like Rapunzel.
Yeah.
And, like, there was the reindeer, I forgot his name, but he looked just like the horse from Tangled, and it was like, what is this? But I guess when you think about it, it's like, that's kind of like a lot of Disney movies, like there is like the animal sidekick, like they all have it.
Oh, they all look the same. Yeah,
But the horse was so good, like in Tangled, like Maximus, whatever, like,
and I think
and all the banter and whatnot.
the
Sven.
horse was
That's the reindeer.
Well, that's the reindeer, yeah. Maximus
it?
was the horse.
Sven.
Sven.
oh, okay.
I think for Frozen, Olaf made it for me. He was so funny.
Well, he's
He's
kind
like,
of
"I've been
annoying though,
impaled."
wasn't he? I don't know.
Oh,
You like
I
it?
thought he killed. Yeah, I loved it.
All right.
And it's funny trying to watch that actor get more work. Because, like,
Well, he's
he's just like, I hadn't really seen him in anything before that. And now he's like, do you know who I am? I'm Olaf. Put me in all your Disney movies. So, like, I guess
he
so.
is in all of them too.
Like, he's in Beauty and the Beast now. He's in,
Yeah.
like, all that. I've forgotten his name.
I think he's the star of Josh Gad. I'm pretty sure.
Josh Gatz. Yeah,
Gad,
that sounds...
Gad.
Gad.
I think so.
Mm.
You can look that up.
Is
If you want.
that-
You've got the computer.
Yeah,
I just want to, just trust me.
is Frozen the one? Do they have like the golems or the gnomes or something like that?
The Rock Trolls.
The rock
I
trolls. Is
forgot
that in
about
Frozen?
them.
There's a big,
Yeah.
there's a like a snow giant that Elsa makes.
That-
No, he means the
No,
little rock.
the
I know.
little
I'm
ones.
saying as well as the rock
Yeah,
trolls.
that's
There's the rock
the
trolls.
what Christoph or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
that's
that's
his-
like his family or something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, or he
He's a
knows
bit of
that.
a fixer-upper.
That song goes for like 4 minutes.
That was weird.
That's
The
like
whole trolls bit, I thought
was-
was
it
I don't
really
know,
out of
drags
place,
on
yeah.
so
It was
long.
like, are they Smurfs? They were a bit like Smurfs, and they,
they
just
didn't
kind of
really
shoehorned in.
They didn't really address that.
They had no reason to be there, I guess.
The how it should have ended for Frozen's amazing if you've seen that one.
Was that the one where she? Can I
Well-
say it? She goes to the X mansion.
Yeah, she goes to the X-Men school, which is kind of like what we're talking about. But
Yeah,
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
no, but the start part, because the trolls are like, you need to teach her love. Like, love heals. And they're like, so what you're saying is we lock her in a tower? And they're like, what? No. And then she's like, no, she needs to know, like, how great the world is. They're like, we'll keep her locked away. And he's like, you're not even listening to me. But I will say, the annoying thing, and the good thing, I guess, with Frozen, yeah, it was like sisters. Like, you don't need men sort of thing, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, that was good. But there was like the focus on it that like annoyed everybody as well. There was like the counterpoints, because it was like, finally a Disney film that teaches you don't have to be with a prince. And it was like, hello, like all these other films that we've had, like Mulan, like saves China, like that was her story.
Yeah.
It wasn't about getting a prince and meeting a boy. It was about saving China. And honestly, a lot of them are. The only one that's really all about getting a boy, and why I don't think it's a great film, is The Little Mermaid. That whole film is like, ooh, a boy. I want to be a man so I can get with this boy. That's the story.
All right, are we ranking princes now? Because don't act like you wouldn't have done that for Eric.
I don't really remember Eric. I don't know. It's bloody goody two shoes. I don't know.
Two shit.
Flynn Rider right up the top there. I think I agree with you there.
Flynn's, he's pretty cool. Yeah.
I think just because of his
His
because of the way,
personality.
because of his personality.
He was
yeah.
like
he has a
one of
heart.
those-
He's a good-looking
too.
dude.
He's like
He
the
was one of
he's like
the
a
first-
he's got
roguish.
something about him. He's not
He's
just
like
like
a sort of rogue. He's the
blanket
roguish.
prince.
He's the roguish type. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Because a lot of the princes don't have.
Oh, take it back, Lee Shang.
Look at him. He's like,
Look
how
at
could
his
you
chest.
not vote
I'll put
for
a
me?
photo up. Look at that. Oh,
Is that the guy from
How
Mulan?
could
Yeah,
you not vote
dude.
for me? Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
when
star.
she like falls down and she can't carry the buckets of water, he just like picks it up and puts 2 on, and he's got the 2, and he just like runs off.
And we all got a little flutter when
You're
he
like,
did
fuck
that.
you, Lee Shang. I want to be you. I want to be.
So are we just doing animated ones or the real life ones?
Oh, you mean like Beauty and the Beast?
Well,
like
because
Emma
I was
Watson?
yeah. I was saying to you guys before we started, because or was it during the podcast? I can't remember. But the guy from the live action Maleficent who plays Prince Charming or whatever.
Is it Rob Stark or is that from something else?
Nah, that's
What am I thinking of?
That's
Is that Into the Woods?
No, that's the live action
Into the Woods.
Cinderella.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, directed by Kenneth Branagh, I think. The guy from he's in
I
that
didn't
like
see it.
Egypt movie. He's like the one with the gods of Egypt or whatever it is.
Well, I never saw Gods of Egypt.
Didn't you?
Oh, with all
No.
the Titan people walking around.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What
it
was
doesn't matter.
Yeah, all good.
That would be my pick if we were doing live action.
Talking about this dude, Prince Philip,
Maybe, yeah. What's his name? What's the actor's name? Like
Brenton Thwaites.
Oh, that dude!
Thwaites.
You bang on about him all the time.
Yeah, I know.
God.
He's like my man crush.
Jeez.
He looks
Absolutely.
like he's 12 years old. Though. Put up
No,
a photo
he's
of that
like,
as well.
He's like 20 something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not to get too far away from it, but I was actually talking about this the other, like I think it was earlier today or yesterday. Is like people seem to do have a selective memory when it comes to like Hollywood stuff, like the Frozen, like when things set an example, like with Atomic Blonde. And everyone's like, oh yeah, Charlize Theron is an action star. She can be one of the guys. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, I knew this already. Like, I was never questioned this. And it, like, my girlfriend was like, isn't Kill Bill like that? I'm like, Kill Bill is like that. That's all girls, like women fighting other women, like strong women.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all that film is.
Ages ago,
And
too,
people
yeah.
just like forget about it, or Hollywood forgets about it. They don't seem to build upon that. It's like women need to keep proving themselves with these new films.
That's a
And
good
I'm like,
point.
why? Like, why do we have these selective memory? And it's like people need something to rally behind, even though we talked about this with
That's-
video games.
yeah.
They're trying to get more female protagonists, and they're like, oh, female games don't work. It's like, well, what about Tomb Raider? That clearly works.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just an odd climate, an odd, what's the word? Industry that it is.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know.
Don't know.
Alright,
I don't have any. Yeah.
hottest princess prince for you?
I think Elsa, or maybe Emma Watson if we're doing live action. I don't know.
Did you say Meg before?
Oh yeah, maybe Meg. Well, I said
That's
Elsa
what we keep
first.
forgetting, yeah.
I said Elsa first, and then I said maybe Meg.
Alright, I'll go with Jasmine, and I'll say Lee Shang.
Oh, and Prince Philip for me, yeah, but the live action version.
We'll go with Belle and Flynn, I reckon.
Belle and Flynn.
Belle and Flynn.
And now we're just going to ship these. Next week, it'll be us putting out fan fictions and stuff.
Oh god.
Let's fucking do it.
No, let's not. Let's definitely.
Yeah,
not.
let's stop there.
They're
I'm really
easily
uncomfortable.
dressed
guys.
up as Aladdin. He just has like a thing like that. Like he
A
just
purple
has this-
vest.
Oh,
and
Yeah, and
he's
parachute
pretty
pants.
spunky, yeah.
And the fez.
Fez.
Is that what it
Jeez.
is? Anyway, so I keep looking at his screen, getting distracted. All right, let's move on to the last topic, Sean.